Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Football Pundits. Today's segment, we're going to be previewing the Europa League final. That's an interesting clash between Sevilla from Spain and Antonio Conte's men from Italy, Inter Milan. This final is going to be played at the Rhine Energy Stadium in Cologne. In case you haven't been following, due to the coronavirus pandemic, all matches were moved to Germany. And we'll just give you a quick preview on what has happened so far. Right. So this is the first ever European meeting between both sides. It's the sixth time in 11 seasons of the Europa League that the two teams in the final are meeting for the very first time in a European competition altogether. The last time being when Sevilla beat Liverpool 3-1 in that final in 2016. As probably you're aware, Sevilla are the most successful side in the Europa League. In fact, even in the UEFA Cup, reaching the final 6 times, including this time, which is 2019-20, winning the competition 5 times. So we'll get straight into it, Karan. Therefore, just by the stats and just going by their history, one would peg Sevilla as favourites, although Inter have shown a completely different side to them this year, haven't they?
Yeah, Inter have obviously shown a massive improvement, but Sevilla do come in as favourites, at least for me, just because of them showing that they can get through these games. Even in the semi-finals for them, one can say they weren't the better side against United. United had the better chances, but just by the virtue of them knowing how to win these games, how to be there, just sort of going through it and just grinding that result out. Similarly, I think this final is just sort of poised better for them because of an experience as a team in general, the mentality of being in these finals and winning it.
Annie, it's an interesting point Karan brings up. He says that, Sevilla are favourites, although United could have so easily have won that game, right? If you think about the chances that Martial missed. Yeah. I'm going to come to you, though, Annie. I know that you also think that Sevilla are favourites going into this, but one thing to sort of think about is Inter blew past Shakhtar in the semi-finals. And Inter have looked formidable. It's not like they had a blip, they got lucky. They've looked a completely different side this year. So you don't think Inter would actually be favourites going into this?
So the way I look at a cup competition, I do believe form is important, right? You cannot come on the back of a 10-game loss and expect the team to show up and win. But I also do believe a side like Sevilla, who, like you mentioned, were bang average against United, also bang average against Wolves, stuck to their one similar game plan and they wore the other team down. And a team like Inter, who right now are in crazy form, scoring goals, Sevilla need to do more of the same. And they don't have to change anything around really for me. That's what they're going to stick to. They're going to come out of the fact that, look, we won this tournament 3 times in a row very recently. They have the winning mentality in them. They are that in their mind, the favourites to win this already. I know they won't be thinking that Inter is going to be a pushover, but they in their minds would be like, look, we can win this. We've won this tournament before. The winning mentality for Europa is there. Looking at Inter, though, they have made a bunch of signings this year. Lukaku, obviously, they have pushed out Icardi, though, for that. And instead, they got Lukaku, who's killed it for them. He's 35 goals almost this season. They also have Godin, experienced centre-back, someone they really needed to hold the ship. He's there. Sanchez has now been confirmed from United. Eriksen as a creative midfielder on the cheap again, 25 million euros in the end. And most Ashley Young, a kind of player in the Premier League who's not even suited for the bottom 5 teams, but in Italy can play till 40, right? Victor Moses, Conte's favourite from Chelsea. He used him very, very efficiently in the season they won the title, right? So Conte actually has built this team through his vision. And he will believe that if they kind of play out the same way with Lautaro Martinez, Sanchez, maybe not be missing out again with high strain, and Lukaku, they probably think they're favourites. I feel not really. I still think Sevilla can upset them very easily.
Interesting observation you make on all of that, because a lot of the names that you mentioned were actually former players from Manchester United themselves. And we'll talk about a quick comparison between the two managers, Antonio Conte and Oli. But before we do that, we'll wrap the AL segment. Karan, your prediction and your man to watch for this game.
It's a tricky one. I think the man to watch obviously has to be Lukaku. He scored in 10 consecutive European competitions now, which is not a joke. There's all these heated discussions out there about how it's the Farmers League or whatever, that's why he's performing. But come on, guys, they're in the European final. The Europa League is not a Farmers League, right? And I'm talking about the 10 goals in consecutive competitions in Europe, not in the Serie A. So he obviously is having a massive season. He's in great form, and I think hence he's going to be the man to watch for me. I honestly have nothing to split between these sides, man, because I said Sevilla obviously have the experience in the finals. Inter are looking for a trophy for years now. I think 7 years it's been now since they won their last trophy, or maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
Uh, if I have to just pick one, I'm going to go Inter, just on gut feeling, uh, just because of the explosive performances.
And the last time Inter were in a final, they won it. This was the Champions League with Jose Mourinho in 2010. So who for you is the key person in this match to look out for? If there's a Sevilla player that you think, apart from Ever Banega or Campos, that we should look out for? And two, what do you think is going to happen? What's your prediction for this final?
So for me, if Sevilla were to win this game, it will again come down to their fullbacks. The way they sealed off the game for United, right? The fullbacks completely shut out Manchester United. And that's exactly what they need to do in this game. They need to starve off any sort of crosses or any sort of passes coming into Lukaku. Once they do that, they'll have Lukaku be more restless, will be dropping deeper. They'll change the whole Inter's game plan. So I still say gut feeling Sevilla just to exit.
Ashley Young masterclass at fullback coming in. This is one of those games where it would just happen. He's had 5 assists since Jan. He's obviously a more experienced fullback. Ashley Young masterclass incoming. Anyone?
You know, it's funny. I'll be sorry only because Jesus Navas winger to fullback, Ashley Young winger to fullback. Interesting. Fun to watch that one.
Hopefully, we'll see Alexis Sanchez in a new avatar next season then, by that logic. But right, that was our Europa League prediction and preview. We're not done yet, though. We're going to continue this conversation because there's another interesting peg that's come up, which is actually comparing the job done by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at this Man United side and Antonio Conte at Inter. Both, Karan, had similar objectives when they got in, right? Reclaim the past glory that had been lost over the last 7-8 years. Inter, if you remember, were a formidable side, not just under Jose Mourinho, but even before that. And for a side that was once upon a time a regular in the Champions League, regularly competing for Serie A honors, they've also faded away. And what's interesting about the two rebuilds is that while Solskjaer has gotten rid of the deadwood and he's actually gone and promoted youth and he's trying to bring in a new generation of players, you have Antonio Conte, who critics might say, he's doing a very short-term stopgap fix, which is, let me get the aging but the best players around there, Eriksen, Sanchez, and the likes that he had named. So how do you compare the two managers right now? And maybe is this something that Ole should have also done rather than completely going for an inexperienced young side in the one that he has?
I think you hit the nail on the head. The main difference between both sides is the approach to it. Conte does seem to have a more short-term approach where Ole is going for a long-term one. Just in terms of the impact in first season or first full season rather, Conte obviously is winning here, right? In some senses, he's second in the Serie A. He's in the finals, which Ole isn't. So just by that comparison, he's doing better. But there is also talk about there being unsettlement around Conte, right? His demands are still up there. Apparently, there's rumors that he could still be on his way out after the season they've had. Whereas with Ole, it's a long-term build. So if I were to pick one, we've tried the short-term build, right? We had this say with Jose, but we gotten those players in. But after that first season and the glory that we had and whatever build, we came second. We won Europa. So it's almost comparable in that levels. But in the long run, it's created a lot more damage. Where now Inter could see themselves in 2 seasons having to get rid of all the deadwood that Conte has gotten, the salaries that they have come in on, the new players that are coming in will demand that. So in that sense, immediate one season, obviously Conte is on top, but in a longer run, I think United's approach is much better with Ole.
Abhishek, I kind of disagree with that only a little bit because look, they've bought Lukaku for 70 plus, knowing that they're getting 60 plus for Icardi. They've taken an Ashley Young, Sanchez pretty much on the free, just the wages. Yes, the wages are higher. Again, Godin was again just the wages. Eriksen, if you told me Eriksen would go to any club for 25 million euros, I would have said you're kidding me. End of last season. So I do feel that comes of spending money. They've spent just about wisely enough. I don't think it's out of their budget. And also remember, in the Serie A, players last longer. So if Sanchez would have lasted 1 more year at United, at Inter, if he's in good form, injury-free, can last 2-3 years. Yeah. Moses again, great runner, sprinter, has the pace. 1 more year in the Premier League at best. Easily 3 more in the Serie A. Obviously, these are gambles where I agree with Kern there. There is some thought to this philosophy of rebuilding the squad, where you have Martinez, who is young, Godin, who's experienced, Lukaku, who's young, Eriksen in the prime age for a peaking attacking midfielder, 28 right now, if I'm not mistaken, Eriksen this year. So there is thought behind it.
29, true.
But where I come with Kern's agreement is it's a very big gamble they've still taken. Conte is a great manager, very experienced, came to the Premier League, turned it around, won Chelsea the league, got sacked. That's how Chelsea is. Let's not go to that. But I do have little more faith in the build that he's done. But yeah, Kern had very valid points there that they could be in a United situation where this could all become deadwood. This could become your Darmian,
Matteo Darmian.
Blind wasn't deadwood, but the manager, when managers change in a club, right? If Conte were to leave, this is what happens. Your players become redundant even though they're good. So it could happen. Very interesting to see how that works.
Fair enough. And this is probably one of the biggest reasons why a lot of fans out there would have loved to have seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the final, just to see who would have come off stronger against an Inter Milan side headed by Antonio Conte. But that's not the case. It is Sevilla versus Inter Milan tonight at 12:30 p.m. It's the Europa League final. Do watch that. And we hope you enjoyed this video as always. You can follow us. Do hit subscribe. And we love putting out more such content. That's Karan, that's Animesh, Abhishek on behalf of Football Pundits. See you later.